Cairo, Egypt, the capital of one of the oldest civilizations in history, sits right in the heart of Egypt along the Nile River. From pyramids to mosques to markets, there is so much this thriving and very busy city has to offer. What is going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Mac, also known as World Nomac, and I'm currently traveling all around the world, and specifically right now I'm in Egypt, spending 3 weeks here doing a plethora of things. But in today's video, we're going to be sharing with you 5 things to do in Cairo, Egypt. Obviously, it is a massive city, one of the fastest paced, one of the craziest in a good way, and one of the most exhilarating places I have been in terms of just so much stuff going on. So, as you can probably imagine, only 5 things to do in this video is going to give you a very, very small taste of what it's like to visit Cairo, Egypt. That said, I loved these 5 things I did while I was there, so let's go ahead and jump right in. Alright, so the first thing on the list we're going to share with you guys is the Mosque of Muhammad Ali. This is situated right in the heart of Old Cairo. And here you're going to find one of the most unique mosques that I've personally ever seen. This building very specifically is made out of a unique material. When the sun rises, when the sun sets, you can see the translucent material start to light up, and that's one of the ways this mosque is very uniquely built. It's definitely worth a visit. You can actually see the pyramids as well from here, which is such a mind-blowing thing because it's quite far away if you were to drive there. Next on the list is the Khan El Khalili market. This is probably the most famous market in Cairo and arguably the most famous market in all of Egypt. When I say you can find anything here, I mean almost anything. But make sure you put on your bargaining hat because they're definitely going to try and bargain you at a much higher price than you can get. The key is to start at a price much lower than you want to pay, and that way you can hopefully level out right at the price that you want to pay with enough negotiations. And make sure you do it with a smile on your face and treat them well. They are going to know you're a tourist usually, so they're going to try and make some extra bucks from you. I went with my buddy Omar, who is from Egypt, and it made the negotiations much easier. The next place on the list is the most famous place in all of Egypt easily, and that is visiting the Great Pyramids of Giza. So the Great Pyramids of Giza are actually located outside of Cairo, official Cairo at least. They're in the Greater Cairo area, but they're in a part of the Greater Cairo area called Giza, and that's why, as it sounds, it's called the Pyramids of Giza. First off, we're going to start off with a little bit of an Egyptian breakfast. We've got omelets, falafels, French fries. You'd be shocked to know that French fries are actually part of the Egyptian breakfast. At pretty much every place we've had French fries that's serving the full-size breakfast. Meats, cheeses, breads, a couple dips, and something that looks like a croissant. So a lot of delicious options, and the best part is our views are right here amongst the pyramids and the Sphinx. All right, we're starting our first thing to do here in Cairo, Egypt, checking out the pyramids, the Sphinx. And I will tell you, this is the part that I've probably heard the most about in terms of aggressive Egyptians trying to sell you stuff, trying to haggle you, trying to make money off using the camera. So I'm excited to see how this weighs up her expectations. And I've got a few strategies on how to avoid paying every single possible person for every single possible favor. All right, so we're about 6 minutes in. We got our tickets, and it's about 200 Egyptian pounds to get into the pyramids. And that basically just gets you general access, but immediately when you walk in, you're gonna have people trying to help set you up with carriages, tour guides, pretty much everything. And it's nonstop. We've probably walked maybe 200 feet and have had maybe 5 or 6 different horse carriages stop to see if we need one. So what you say if you don't want that, you just say la shukran and act very friendly. But they're gonna keep asking you, I can guarantee you that. That said though, that's Cairo, that's how they make their money, so you gotta understand the business. But I'm excited to see this wonder of the world. So let's go. We're walking up to the Sphinx at the moment right now. All right, guys, so we just got to the famous Pyramids of Giza. And it is about 200 Egyptian pounds to get in. If you're a student discount, as with pretty much every place here, you get 50% off. And so just remember to bring your student ID card that's valid if you're a student, and you'll get those discounts everywhere. All right, we've got Maria del Camel in full effect right here. Jeez, sometimes you gotta make yourself laugh because you might be the only one laughing in the room, but if you're entertained, you're gonna have a good time. Right, Maria?
Right.
All right, guys, we have made it up on the camels. We are cruising up to the pyramids at the moment. We paid 100 Egyptian pounds to get on these puppies.
زي ما انت عايز يا قصام بس من امك غلط الام لا ايه ده اللي انت عايزه انا قلت لك
Oh my god.
انا ما ينفعش اخش فيك السجن يا ابني ما تغلطش ما تغلطش صح يا عم عيب والله يا ماما عيب انت كبير يا عم
Whoa, what just came out of that camel's mouth? Yeah, so an interesting start. Just witnessed a fight between our camel drivers. I can't believe that. I think they're still fighting about something though. So we just finished our very debatably interesting camel rides up to the pyramids. I think we can both agree that maybe skipping the animal rides around the pyramids isn't a bad idea for a few reasons. Seems like they're a bit low on resources. Saw some horses laying down, as well as our guide happened to get in a fist fight while we were up on the camels. Then when the cops came, we were asking to get down. We weren't able to get down. Now we're back at it. We're going to check out the infamous pyramids though, so let's do it. We have made it directly to the pyramids, touched the wonder of the world, which is pretty amazing, given that probably 10 million, 100 million people have probably done it already. But it is massive. It does make you wonder, how in the hell were they able to build these back then? But they have actually survived in better condition than you would have expected. We had a police escort, which was interesting. And we paid him about 30 pounds. So I don't know if that's too much, too little, but he did hear us chatting, saying, is this okay to pay a police officer? And we said, no problem. But they definitely find their ways to make their money here. So make sure you bring small bills. That's my piece of advice, because they are allowing you to get some pretty cool photos. So there is obviously a huge benefit to it. And like I said before, if you approach everyone with, drop an Arabic word or something, I find people to welcome that a lot with a salam alaikum, a shukran, a thank you. People really appreciate that because it shows you're taking that extra step to be a little bit more tied into their culture, their language, and puts a smile on their face. So we just kind of cruised past the main pyramid. Now we're walking to the smaller one. Thanks for the recommendation from Los LeBlanc. I saw he said it was maybe $25 to get in the big one and maybe $6 US to get in the small one. So he recommended to go in the little one and to spend a few less dollars. Why not? We'll check this one out, and if for some reason we love it so much we want to go in the other one, then we can, but it's not as much of a commitment on dollars we're spending here. So I can tell you, with all the tips and everything, it can add up really quickly with a trip to the pyramids. It is very peaceful, actually. It's actually a bit different than what I imagined it to be like, in terms of, I assumed there'd be way more people haggling us, because that's what everyone's hyped us up to think, or at least for me, a lot of the people that I've spoken with. But it was pretty much only at the entrance where we were getting asked pretty frequently, and now we have seemingly the whole place to ourselves. As we get closer to these pyramids, you can really look up at the top and realize how absolutely stunning these things must have been when they were first constructed, when the bricks, the massive stones, were like super smooth, because when you look up top, it actually looks like things were laid out quite well. We're about 1 hour into exploring the pyramids. What do you think in terms of your expectations versus reality, Maria?
Well, everyone made it seem like it was going to be really bad with the hagglers and sellers, but it's not that bad.
We're only stopped probably once every few minutes, which sounds like a lot, but I guess it's not when you've heard like it's going to be way worse. So it's actually pretty chill for the most part. It's also a really quiet day at the pyramids today. There's not too many tourists here, so maybe that means there's less workers here too.
What?
How you doing back there, Maria?
I'm getting there.
So we just made it into the pyramids. As you can see, we're inside of them, and it's a little tighter than I would have expected. The reason why they do this, so you're always bowing down to the pharaoh on your way in. But I'll tell you, they must have been much shorter, because I'm pretty much sitting down right now. Oh, and we have arrived inside one of the pyramids of Giza. Hello! I must have been one of the tallest Egyptians back in the day, because my head is about 1 inch under from scraping, and I can feel some of my hairs touching it. Oh. I would estimate all of the Egyptians were probably Maria's height. She looks like the perfect Egyptian height to just cruise through here with plenty of space. All right, so after doing a little pyramid exploration, I think we can confidently say that the main entrance where all of the tour buses seem to be coming in, this is like the super busy side. This is a whole different side in terms of like the experience. There's a lot more people selling things to you. Still not as bad as I expected though. Moving on to our next place here, it is going to be the Cairo Tower. This is actually the tallest structure in Egypt and all of North Africa, making it a towering structure to come and visit. You can go up to the top. Yes, there's an elevator to get you up there, and you can see amazing views of the city, as well as you can make a trip down to their cafe. One thing I will say, keep in mind, it is Egypt. They smoke inside not only here, but in most places, most establishments. It's part of the culture. So be ready, be used to it, but that's part of the experience. From Egypt, up here in the Cairo Tower, we've got beers, we've got chocolate, molten lava cakes, croissants, with beautiful views. All right, we have just made it up to the 62nd floor overlooking Cairo. As you can see here, beautiful, beautiful views of the city. You heard Omar over there.
We're in the Malik Island.
Malik Island. Got a whole bunch of things you can see. You can see all of Cairo from here, and it is absolutely stunning. So you have panoramic views of the city here, 360-degree views all the way around. And you're at roughly 600 feet up in the air, somewhere around 187 meters. So it really offers some amazing views stretching way out into the distance here in Cairo. And the last one we have on this list is to rent a felucca or rent a boat. Unfortunately, I did not get too much footage of this experience. Me and two of my friends rented a boat for, I want to say maybe 20 bucks for an hour to go cruising down. We could have fit maybe 30 or 40 people on there easily. And we sailed down the Nile at nighttime, and it was a cool experience. We had music playing and a really nice time just sipping some drinks. There are multiple different ways you can rent boats though, so probably the number one I would recommend, which we didn't get the chance to do, would be rent one at sunset. Rent one of the feluccas, and honestly you can pay literally a couple dollars and go out there for an hour, and you get really an authentic experience. Feluccas have been sailing on the Nile River for quite a long time, so that will give you a very cool experience. We've got 3 of us on this massive boat, which we're paying, I think, 250 Egyptian pounds. As you can see though, it's massive. There is room for a lot more than just 3 people, so we could throw a nice big party here. But it's just gonna be the 3 of us checking out the Nile in the evening. Also great to do this at sunset as well. So we're gonna do an hour on here and go for the cruise. Alright guys, and that wraps up our time here in Cairo, Egypt. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. Once again, it only touches on a few things in Cairo, Egypt. If we had more time there, this list would be never ending. It's a super cool city. Put your bargaining caps on. When you're at places like the Khan el-Khalili market, when you're at the pyramids, people are intense when it comes to bargaining. People are going to try and sell you things. That is part of the culture. Have a good time doing it though. And if you don't want to buy it, tell them la shukran. My Arabic pronunciation is not great, but it translates to no thank you. So just say la shukran, and keep walking. You don't have to buy things, and if you do, just negotiate them. Alright guys, I really hope you've liked this video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any more of the Egyptian content we have coming out for you guys. And if you can do me the biggest favor, it helps this video so much, and smash that like button. I will see you guys in the next video.